So back on the workbench is our Tamiya TT02. It's time to get the body prepped, painted, and mounted. So this is the fourth episode of our Tamiya TT02 full kit build. We've gotten really far and we have a fully built car with all the electronics, everything set. We haven't tested it yet, we haven't bound the controller, so we'll work on that later on. But today what we need to do is take the body, we want to wash it, prep it, paint it, sticker it up, and get it mounted onto the car itself, and then hopefully get all the electronics going and get it driving. It doesn't seem to be a terribly complex painting. Looks to be just one color with a couple little minor things, but there are a lot of stickers that need to get on, so we'll make sure that we take our time and do that. We've purchased a whole bunch of paint to do it. We have our polycarbonate paint for the body itself. We've got our regular paint in black and white and blue for things like the wing. That's the actual hard plastic, and our roll cage. Also picked up a driver kit hop-up from Tamiya that we're gonna paint up and prep, and that uses much different paint. So I'm thinking we may do a video just on this alone. We'll have to see how it goes. And then the last thing to complete this build is we designed and 3D printed this roll cage. So when we do the body, we're gonna find a way to mount it and get it in there. So really excited about this. And if you've been keeping up with the build, you know that we did a full kit build that's been 3 episodes so far for this. I'll put a link right there to the playlist, and you can see how we got to this point with the car. And where we left it off was we were trying to figure out how to mount the body, and I really wanted to go for a super clean look with no holes in the body. And I was planning on using some magnetic body holders. So I purchased these that don't come with instructions, but I watched a lot online, and it looks like it would work, but I wasn't sure about trying to get it to fit within these funky little holes that Tamiya has that are kind of customized for their body mounts. So I was like, all right, let me get something else. And I picked up these guys, but I didn't really like them, so we moved away from that. And then I went and picked up these awesome Yeah Racing body mounts because I wanted to stick with either only Tamiya or Yeah Racing hop-ups. I know that's just silly, but that's kind of how I'm feeling. And so I was really excited to get them and mount it on the body and put it together. And then I took a look at the body. And remember how I said I didn't want any holes? Well, it turns out the body comes with mounting holes already. So that's a lesson to learn, which is maybe before you buy a whole bunch of parts, because you want a super clean look for your build, you should check the body that comes from the manufacturer to see if it already doesn't have holes. And not only that, it's got mounting holes here, and then you got the wing holes here. So yeah, so we're just gonna utilize the kit mounting pieces. So you've got these mounting bars here that come in the kit, and they've got the little custom things. So we're just gonna go with the stock mounting positions, and we'll save these magnetic pieces for another build. It's not like they're gonna go bad. It doesn't really work for my super clean build that I wanted, but there's already holes there, so why are we gonna go crazy? So anyway, that's really what the plan is for this video. It's to take this body, put the sticker masks on for the windows, paint the inside of it, then sticker up the outside, and get this car running. So without further ado, I am gonna do that. The first thing we're gonna do is take this body upstairs and wash it with soap and water, mild dish soap, mild dish detergent, and some warm water, and wash it to get any kind of like mold release or anything from when it was vacuum formed. And after that, we're gonna put on the window masks that came in the kit, and we're gonna paint it. So we're gonna take you through that process step by step for this video. So without further ado, let's go wash this body. So now that the body is all washed and dried, let's take a look at our instructions here. If you look at the very first thing it wants us to do is it wants us to widen some of these holes and make sure the thing is mounted, and also cut away all the excess and the shapes, that when we're painting, we're just dealing with the body itself when it's all cut out. So since these holes are already here, I'm gonna get our body mounting posts. I'm gonna put them on the rolling chassis. I guess it's more the rolling chassis in our completed car, and see how the body fits to make sure we've got everything all set, and make sure the holes, it says widen the holes, make sure that's all well and good. It wants to use these hex head self-tapping screws. So let's take a look and find those in our bag of screws. The other one. Moving on to step 34, which is the front. And there you have the front and rear body posts all mounted. So let's take a look now at how the body fits on the car. So if you look here, you'll see that the holes line up really well, but they don't go through the way we would like, and our wheels aren't fitting. So it's hard to test the fitment the way it is with the wheels. So what we're gonna do is cut out the body itself so we can fit it on the car and determine where we want to put it. So we're going to use these Lexan scissors. These are Kyosho Lexan scissors that I have had probably longer than many of you have been alive, that we are going to use to cut this out. You'll see they're nice and sharp and they're curved, and they'll allow us to cut out this body really nicely. So we're going to follow the line here and cut it out around the body. So I'm just going to lightly place it on here because I think the instructions say that we have to make these holes a little bigger, which it looks like we do. Maybe at least in the front. Yeah. Okay. So that kind of sucks. Tamiya doesn't pre-cut their stickers for the window masks. Apparently, the first step is cut to shape. Seriously, Tamiya? You couldn't pre-cut these on the machine? Okay, I guess we're gonna get our scissors back and we're gonna cut out these stickers. Shame on you, Tamiya. These should be pre-cut. Everything is all painted. These pieces that are the hard plastic got the regular paint for hard plastic, not the polycarbonate. Our body here got a bunch of coats of the metallic blue, backed with some of this Duratrax silver, and then ultimately backed with some white, so you can see how it came out. So really happy with how these guys turned out. Nice and smooth. They've been drying overnight. So, you know, you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's a little bit of shine to that guy. The metallic really pops. But the important thing is, what does this body look like when we take the plastic off? So let's check that out. Really happy with how this came out. The metallic blue just pops. And then the wing matches really nicely. It's got a nice gloss finish. Like, this looks great. So now the hard part comes. We've got to put on all these stickers. This is quite a livery. So we're gonna take our time, put a new blade in our knife, and I guess start cutting and putting some stickers on. So I guess we'll just have at it. Now, we do not have a fully charged battery, but it should be enough to let us bind the electronics to this. Bind plug goes in channel 3. Turn that on. So that was a great shakedown run. The car runs awesome, but we didn't build this just to drive it on the street. The big question is, will it rally? And the reason we built it with the high ground clearance was to see how is it gonna do in the dirt. I mean, It's really clean still, and I'm really excited about how it looks, but it is time to get this thing dirty. So we are charging up the battery again, and we are gonna go take it out into the dirt and see if this thing is a true rally car. Let's go.